Get started here in a second. We're gonna talk a little bit about this Big U situation. Finally, justice has been served. Big U is known as Eugene Henley Jr. Big U has been charged with federally charged with a RICO and been with RICO. He's been federally prosecuted with RICO charges in the state of California, and also being arrested for the murder of Nipsey Hussel. He's also being charged for running a mafia-like organization. And it was time. We've been saying, a lot of people have been saying this for a very long time. It's finally coming to a head. I'm glad justice is being served, man. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. The brother didn't deserve that. Nipsey was a king. And, what you reap, what you shall sow. And, it just goes to show, like, you ain't gonna get along, you ain't gonna get away with it forever. Big U is a lot of stuff's coming out about Big U. How he put on this, this big mentor, big brother persona, as a lot of these, his kids looked up to him, and he ran the '60s Crips and extorted a lot of people and required them to check in. And what that means is, in order to come into California, you would need to notify them, the '60s Crips, just to step in the state of California. And now he's being charged with it because a lot of people were intimidated by that. A lot of people were scared. A lot of these people came to California and thinking that, they were being pressured and, made due to check in and call the big homies in the block. And you gotta address and let them know where your whereabouts are, and then you gotta pay them just to stay there. And now they need to know exactly where you're going to be, and they act as if they are somebody to address, to check in with, and they're not. And it's been going on for a long time. A lot of people felt like, nah, I'm not checking in with nobody. I'm a grown man. I'm a grown woman. Rightfully so. I'm not checking in with no soul. And yeah, man, it finally came, and it's like, it's just a matter of time with cats like this who running, who know these, they want to be drug pens, and these big cult like runners and all that, man. That stuff don't last. And it's rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, man. It's unfortunate, man. A lot of stories are coming out about Big U. A lot of these celebrities and these people that you think are not who they are, and not who they think. You think they think that the public think they are, and a lot of people get disappointed, man. And coming from a guy that met a lot of lived and worked with a lot of them, so a lot of this stuff is just like a regular story being played out. He was one of these cats that came out of jail, went into jail for a long time, believe back in the early '90s, and came out and still thinking that once they get institutionalized, they still think that they running things, and they're so indoctrinated through that prison system that everything to them is control and domination, and people like that, man, are just very cancerous to the planet. All kind of personalities like that, they get obsessed with running things because they used to strong arm and cats. People are scared of them. They used to let them get away with it, and they got a big arm and they got money to, people help people put you away, and so people grow intimidated, and they become non-human to them, which they are all grown men and women just like you. We've seen this story too many times, and this dude ain't no different. And it's like the fact that you're that old, this dude Big U was out of control. He put on this whole facade that he was like this innocent, Philanthropist now. He changed his life around, and he was helping his kids and donating, doing charities, trying to help the kids get out of the hoods and stop gang banging. Bro, you was a, you were a whole fraud, man. Like you don't really, you're a cancer to the black community, man. You don't really, you're nothing what you try to portray on the media for people, man. Like that really, that were looking up to you, looking at you, following you, looking at you as inspiration. They thought you was Nipsey homie, man. Like, oh man, this guy's, he's helping Nip, he's promoting him, and you advertising the albums and doing radio podcasts, interviews. The second you get out of jail, Nipsey turned up dead, man. So it's like dudes like that, y'all got to be careful with. Don't ever be close with a dude that just got out of jail, yo. They did a lot of time. They went into jail for that particular reason. Yeah, because they never get out of that mindset. They never leave that particular age. Whenever they go in there, you stop growing mentally, man, spiritually, like, and yeah, man. Just do a big you for y'all kids who think that this stuff is cool and you gonna rob and try to extort people and do all the lazy work just because you don't want to do anything that requires success, then legally, then this is what's going to happen. This is a big coward. He's big, and he's using and imposes his will because of his physical prowess is very intimidating to most people. But you got a lot of people that don't give a crap. A lot of people that is with all the smoke. It's this California stuff. This don't rock everywhere else. That don't work on the East Coast, man. You can't go around strong arming people, man. They ain't gonna last. People gonna get they gonna get rid of you. So this cat, man, is just a cancer, man. This dude, Loose Cannon, was once his boy. On all of these other people are his accomplices, and that he was running. And you got a woman that said Big U beat her, and that's not what he's indicted for. But he apparently beat a pregnant woman in front of Nipsey Hussel and Fats, man. There's a lot of this stuff's coming out, man. This dude should have never got out of jail, man. I don't have no sympathy for this guy. Snake. Look at him. You would have thought that they were best friends, man. You would have thought they were brothers. I mean, the fakeness, yo, is just cringy. You thought Nipsey was his right-hand man. You thought Big Q and him were inseparable. You saw this guy getting out of jail, and you thought he was trying to turn his life around and make something out of the music industry. He basically tried to act like Suge. He basically was playing the same role as Suge Knight, but with the Crips. And here, the whole time, he didn't like how Nipsey had a mind of his own, had a backbone, and wanted to do certain things from his perspective. Big U shared, I believe, his perspective. And essentially, when you got a person that's controlling like that, doesn't matter what you want to do, it's going to come to a head if you don't separate yourself from them. Because guess what? If they can't control it and they can't control you, they're going to try to get rid of you or sabotage you in any way. And it's going to eventually come to a head. So a snake that'll stab you right in the back. And y'all was homies, man. Nipsey came to the East Coast, man. Nipsey was a cool cat. Shout out to the 60s, man. We was shout out to Irvington, New Jersey. Smith Street, man. You know what it is. If you know, you know. Nip came out, and Nipsey was a cool dude, man. Hung on my big bro, Big James, on the East Coast. So we got a lot of history with the 60s, man. So y'all be careful who your friends are. Be mindful who your friends are. And this type of stuff happens all the time. You get jealous people. People will be watching you from afar, plotting on you the whole time. While they might like you, they might be your boy, they might even love you, but oh man, those jealous ones, man, eventually they'll become envious of you and your success, and how you look, and how you dress, how you act, how you walk, how you talk. The energy you get, the attention, and it's a reflection of what they're not doing, man. It's a reflection of like what they don't have, and it bothers them, it eats them up, man. They get rid of you. So y'all be careful, man. Every smile ain't genuine, and sometimes your friends, your enemies are your worse than your friends. And you know, everybody, everybody aren't meant to be in your life, man. Sad, man. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, yo. The '60s were the whole the whole '60s movement was probably about to pop off should Nipsey Hussle had not been taken out. And it was a beautiful thing to see how he was upbringing and lifting up the people, man. Nipsey Hussle is the GOAT. Big U is just like the Griselda that killed Selena, bro. That nigga was a big, husky, fat, big back, jealous cat that wanted to be Nipsey. And you messed up your life. You went out of jail. You went to jail. You don't want to waste years of your life and started, making reducing your blessings and your success opportunities because you threw away a lot of the years. That's your decision. You did that. So the fact that Hussle was gonna make it regardless with or without you. Yo, he was that innovative, and he was that smart. He was a hustler, and it's in. He was that talented. So, oh, bro, like I hope you rot in jail, man, and yo, bro, it ain't gonna end well for you in there. So, y'all like, comment, subscribe, man, and also rest in peace to the late great George Foreman, man. George Foreman was one of the GOATs. He did a lot. He was a philanthropist. He was an entrepreneur. He was a boxer. He was a father. He was a husband. And, he was a public figure. And he sparred with one of the GOATs, man. He was the last one to live during that Muhammad Ali, George Frazier era. They're all gone now. There's a big giants, man. I mean, this is a new day and age. This is a new era, man. People are just ascending to the next level. And 2025, man, is a very interesting. These last 10 years have been very interesting. Cherish who you want, man. Cherish who's in your family. Cherish who's in your corner, man. Late, great George Foreman was one of the top ones that was one of the most underrated fighters, heavyweight champion. He fought everybody. He fought Frazier. He fought Ali. He fought he fought everybody. Holyfield, and those are the big names that he fought. Sonny Liston, you name it, man. So rest in peace to one of the GOATs. We remember you, man. Proud FBA brother. That he created the George Foreman Grill, and he was just a good. He's a pretty decent human being, man. For what we've seen and for what we know, and brought a lot of positive vibes, man. You remember that smile on the screen, man, when he was advertising this George Foreman Grill with the hot dogs and the mustard back in the day, man. I remember those commercials, man. That just bringing you back memories, man. Good FBA history right there. FBA lineage memories, man. So the Foreman Grill, man, was you wanted to have a hot dog, pause, because he was making it look like it was advertising, like it was delicious. But man, I get with y'all, man. This world is crazy right now. And I'm going to talk later on the whole segregation thing with Trump and him legalizing it. That's going to get real interesting. We're gonna talk about that because there's a lot of there's a lot of people got good things to say and bad things to say. But y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. I love you guys. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Let me know what y'all think about Big U in the situation and all the federal indictments and all of that, man. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.